You've seen the stories, a teenager playing games all night, a guy in a cyber cafe clicking non-stop, a weird online job that pays in crypto. It might look like just another gaming trend. But what if I told you, these gamers aren't playing for fun, they're playing to survive. That's exactly what's happening in Venezuela. A country so broken, people are turning to video games just to buy food and medicine. This isn't a side hustle, it's a lifeline. And what looks like a fantasy world is actually keeping families alive in the real one. Over the past decade, Venezuela's economy collapsed. Inflation skyrocketed. Hospitals ran out of medicine, cash became worthless. And in the middle of all that chaos, something strange happened. Games like Runescape and Axie Infinity became the new economy. But behind the headlines and crypto hype lies a much darker reality, one you probably haven't heard. Because turning video games into income isn't easy, it's not clean, and for many, it's dangerous. In this video, we'll show you the real story of how people in Venezuela are using video games and cryptocurrency to survive a national collapse. We'll expose the broken systems, the human cost, and the digital desperation hiding behind the screen. Welcome to The Real Central. I'm your host, Josh Gultam, and this is the place where we dive into the most unique and unexpected stories from all around the world. If it's strange, surprising, or just downward fascinating, we're talking about it here. We are a new channel, so please subscribe to our channel and comment anything down below to push our channel higher. Thank you so much, guys. Let's continue to the video.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pride that I participate in
The Great Pyramid is arguably the most enigmatic structure on the face of the earth.
To understand why Venezuelans are farming gold in video games just to buy medicine, we need to go back, way back. In the 1970s, Venezuela was rich, really rich. Thanks to oil, it had one of the highest incomes in Latin America. People had jobs, homes, healthcare. Caracas, the capital, was booming. But behind that wealth, there was a problem: corruption. And over the years, it got worse. Politicians used oil money to stay popular, not to build a strong economy. Fast forward to the 1990s. Poverty was rising. People were angry. Then came a man named Hugo Chavez. He was a former military officer who promised a revolution. He called it 21st century socialism. He nationalized industries, gave out free food and health services, and became a hero to the poor. But instead of saving the country, he made it more dependent on oil than ever. When oil prices were high, everything was fine. But when they dropped, the whole system began to crack. Chavez passed away in 2013, and his hand-picked successor, Nicolas Maduro, took over. That's when everything truly fell apart. Maduro had no plan. To cover budget holes, he printed money, tons of it. And that's where hyperinflation began. The bolivar, once strong, became toilet paper. In 2018 alone, inflation hit over 1 million%. Prices changed by the hour. People had to carry backpacks full of cash just to buy bread. Sometimes, the cash itself cost more than the food. As the economy crashed, so did basic services. Hospitals ran out of medicine. Doctors left the country, and patients passed away from treatable diseases. Electricity blackouts became common. Water stopped running in many cities. Schools closed. Crime exploded. By 2020, nearly 7 million people had fled the country, creating one of the largest refugee crises in the world. Bigger than Syria, bigger than Ukraine. And it wasn't just poverty, it was hopelessness. People watched their life savings disappear overnight. Families broke apart. Parents skipped meals so their kids could eat, and when other countries tried to send help, food, medicine, aid, the Maduro government blocked it. They said it was an attack, not assistance. So with no money, no medicine, and no electricity, Venezuelans turned anywhere they could, even inside video games. Venezuela's next underground hustle begins. Gamers trade their digital loot for Bitcoin or USDT, then slip into Telegram groups, P2P markets, and back alley exchanges just to score a few real dollars. According to Chainalysis, nearly half of Venezuelan crypto transactions under $10,000 now involve stablecoins because they hold value better than any local money. So, what does it actually look like when a bottle of insulin depends on the price of a game token? We'll follow Martinez and Tirado as they navigate black market exchanges, crypto ATMs, and pharmacies that accept QR code payments just to keep their families alive. Runescape, an old online game from the early 2000s, became something else in Venezuela. It turned into a job, a lifeline. One man, a former accountant who asked to be called Martinez, quit his real job after his salary dropped below $4 a month. He started farming gold in Runescape. He killed monsters, smelted runes, and collected digital coins. After a few months, he made $450, enough to move to Peru. There, he kept playing and sent money back to support his mother and girlfriend. In his best months, he earned over $1,000. Then came Axie Infinity. This wasn't just a game. It was built to make money. Players needed 3 NFT creatures called Axies to start. Each team cost over $300, way too expensive for most Venezuelans. So, rich players around the world created scholarships. They lent out their Axies, and Venezuelans played for a share of the profit. Tirado, a father and husband, got a scholarship through a local group called Block Esports. He played Axie every day and earned enough to feed his family. For a while, his income was higher than a lawyer or a doctor in his city. But when the token dropped, when crypto lost almost all of its value, things changed fast. Earnings fell to just a few dollars a week, but people kept playing because even a few dollars meant food on the table. What began as a game became a job, and that job became survival. Some people made it out. They moved countries. They saved their families. But most players stayed stuck, grinding for pennies, hoping tomorrow would be better. For Martinez, the former accountant turned Runescape gold farmer, earning virtual coins was only the first step. After logging long hours in-game, he had to figure out how to turn that digital gold into dollars, and then into medicine for his family. He sold his gold to international buyers for crypto, usually Bitcoin or stable coins like USDT. Then he used platforms like Binance and AirTM to convert that crypto into real US dollars. Martinez built a small trust circle through Telegram. Other players, middlemen, even friends abroad helped him exchange crypto and transfer money securely. Without crypto, this whole system would collapse because Venezuela's banks were broken and the local currency was worthless. Nearly half of Venezuelan crypto transfers under $10,000 now use stablecoins, according to Chainalysis, because they hold value better than any local money. Once Martinez had dollars, the real challenge began: finding medicine. Pharmacies were nearly empty and prices astronomical. A single bottle of insulin could cost more than he earned in a month. But some private pharmacies quietly accepted USDT via a mobile app, and his online earnings bought life-saving drugs. At the same time, this digital struggle took a toll. Players who used crypto to buy medicine were also the ones grinding games all day, battling virtual monsters to earn coins. Some played 10, even 16 hours straight. The physical strain was real: back and neck pain, eye strain, mounting fatigue. And then came the attacks. Venezuelan gamers, whether in Runescape or Axie, were often targeted by other players. Martinez recalls seeing players write hateful messages like "kill all Venezuelans" in global chat. He wasn't a gamer. He was a worker, a father, a survivor. But online, he was reduced to a target. Even within the Axie scholarships, where crypto was central, power dynamics ran deep. Managers controlled everything. They picked players, set quotas, and withheld funds. If a player complained or couldn't grind enough hours, they were dropped. No axes, no tokens, no income. That means no medicine. Miss a single payout and a sick mother may not see tomorrow. A hungry child may never set foot in a classroom.
The economy is going into a spiral of dysfunctionality.
Venezuela has, of today, the highest inflation in the world.
Venezuelans today cannot eat.
Meanwhile, game companies didn't say a word. Runescape saw record player numbers. Axie Infinity exploded in users. But developers kept quiet. No help, no changes, just more activity on the servers. And in the crypto space, investors called this wave of desperate players a sign of innovation. They used words like financial inclusion and digital opportunity, while avoiding the reality that millions of people were working 12 hours a day for unstable tokens that could collapse in value overnight. For the rich, this was a new frontier. For the poor, it was digital mining under a different name. A new economy, same old exploitation. What happened in Venezuela might seem extreme, but it could be a preview of what's coming next for the world. As more jobs move online and more money flows through digital systems, a new class is being created, either people who work full-time in virtual spaces but live in poverty in the real world. People in countries facing crisis, whether from war, inflation, or climate disaster, are being pushed into the corners of the internet, forced to do repetitive, low-paid tasks just to survive. Play-to-earn games, content moderation, AI training, virtual customer service. It's all part of the same pattern. And the scariest part? It's invisible. These workers don't appear in office buildings. They don't get benefits. They don't have voice. Their faces are hidden behind usernames and avatars. Their labor is silent, but the system depends on them. The idea that someone has to slay dragons in a video game just to buy real antibiotics sounds like science fiction. But for millions of Venezuelans, that was real life. When the government collapsed, the money disappeared and hospitals turned into ghost towns. People didn't sit and wait. They adapted. They found a new way, online, inside games, through crypto, not because they wanted to, but because they had no choice. And what's even more unbelievable, it worked. At least for a while. Some paid for surgeries, some bought food, and yet they kept going. With nothing but a keyboard and a dream, they fought back. So the next time someone says, "It's just a game," remember, for someone out there, it might be the only reason they're still alive. If you like this video and want to see more deep dives into more unique content, don't forget to subscribe. We've got more coming sooner or later. I'm your host, Josh Kultam. Thank you so much, guys. Goodbye.